Hello, boyos, and welcome to the Loner Spoiler Cast for Guardians of the Galaxy, where we also rank all of the MCU movies as we watch them. Right now, we're on Guardians of the Galaxy, and the first one. We will tell you our thoughts on it. Straight off the bat, it's about shitty people who become friends with other shitty people, and they kill a guy that's going to kill everybody. I think that's the plot of it. Shitty people becoming friends with other shitty people, and then they kill a guy who was going to kill everybody, so they're good guys. Right? That's how it works.
I don't think they're like totally shitty people. I mean,
they're just criminals.
Yeah, but they live in like a sort of weird space kind of thing. I mean, I took it as like Groot and Rocket.
Oh, Groot's a good guy.
Well, Groot is definitely a good guy. You know, they've definitely got that Han Solo, Chewbacca vibe going on between Groot and Rocket. Like Groot owes Rocket a life debt or something, and that's why he hangs around. But I took it as like those dudes are just bounty hunters, and like they've done some stupid shit that wound them up in prison from time to time. Also, they've maybe been in some bad scenarios because it doesn't seem like a very just galaxy out there. Nova Corps,
even though you got Nova, like.
But like the Nova Corps themselves don't seem very just at times. You know?
No, yeah, they're kind of like.
And Gamora was a slave. So, bad person?
Yeah,
I don't think so. She's a slave. Like, she had no choice.
Yeah, she had to kill.
And I mean, like, Peter also sort of a slave. So,
True.
I mean, they aren't, like, bad people. And I think that's what this movie is about. They're, like, misunderstood people.
Right.
And that's why they all kind of gel so well. Because they're, like, misunderstood but want to do the right thing. Drax, we don't know much about in this movie, other than his wife and kids got killed by Ronan.
Right.
It's kind of all we learn in this movie.
That is kind of all we learn. Yeah,
Drax really just kind of shows up, eh? He's just like, I'm part of the crew. He shows up,
yeah, and joins them, and then Peter Quill's like, yeah, he's here.
Well, I think they saw how he like took out those robots, and they're like, he could be valuable to the team.
Right, yeah. This movie's great. It does I said this in earlier to you, but I don't think Peter Quill is cast well, or at least his lines aren't very good. Because I remember when I first saw this movie, I thought Peter Quill, Star-Lord, was like the best part of this movie, but after this rewatch, Drax is obviously the best character in this movie. Like anytime, like any situation where Peter Quill
fucking Drax.
Yeah, I'm not even lying though. Any situation where Peter Quill would like make you laugh, it didn't make me laugh. It was like, that's kind of dumb. Yeah, that's kind of a little kiddish. But then like Drax says something, and the line is delivered so well from Dave Bautista that I just can't help but laugh at whatever he's saying. He is the funniest part of this movie.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely,
easily.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like his character's very good, but like the acting, he's the best actor in this movie.
I don't think he's the best actor, but I think he's the funniest.
I think he delivers those lines perfectly.
I think the thing about Quill is he's more of a dynamic character than Drax. And I actually think what's his fucking name? Chris Pratt. I think he's just fine. I think he's good. I like his like vibe, you know, the whole like flipping the guy off and like he's just sort of like, I'm too cool for school, but in reality he's just a big fucking nerd, and like you know, he thinks he's fucking cool because he listens to this music, but it's really just he's a fucking music geek, and like he's got that Jack Sparrow vibe as well, where it's like, he thinks he's a hot shit because he's Star-Lord, but no one really knows who Star-Lord is, just like Jack
Yeah,
Sparrow.
that's a good I like that comparison. He's Jack Sparrow,
Yeah.
but Marvel. He's Marvel Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he
Because
kind of
that's
is.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Chris Pratt was fine. I think Gamora is the best part of this movie. Like, I think
He's fine.
I think she's got the most interesting sort of story going on where she's like, I gotta get away from my fucking dad, who is Thanos. We see him for like a hot second in this movie.
Yeah. He says a line or two.
And you know, you could tell she's really going through stuff, and I think she has like the biggest arc as far as like she doesn't trust anyone, and then there's like that scene where they're like dancing together, they almost kiss. She's like, fuck off with your pelvic sorcery or whatever.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the movie, she's like, these are my friends. I would like to die with my friends or whatever. And
right.
like, I think she had the biggest arc. They all kind of had that similar arc. I feel like that arc is easier for Groot and Rocket because they already have friends. But
they already are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Rocket in this one too. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Tend to watch all movies high because it can make bad movies better. So like D King in the chat here live on twitch.tv/lonercast if you're watching this later. Was this a bad movie? Worth watching?
Yeah, do you think this is a bad movie?
I would love to know. I think this is a great movie. I think it's one of the best movies in the MCU personally, especially after rewatch. Because like before we rewatched it, it had been a while, but like James Gunn's style just like comes out. This is the most of the movies we've watched so far. This is the most different one. This one is like this is goofy. You can smell his style all over it. Like I think it's like not as colorful as the second one, and I think the second one is like far more colorful and like I still think I like the second one better, but we'll see. But like I just this movie just has like the way the man works the camera shots. Like there's some really beautiful shots in this movie. The characters that I think if anyone else directed this movie, I wouldn't give a shit about. Like Yondu. Yeah. Like I think if anyone else directed this movie or if anyone played that character, I would not give a shit about that character. But because both of those things are the case, I love that character. Like you see him like twice, 3 times in this movie, and you're like, I love him. He's fucking great.
He's cool. He's actually like cool in this movie, and he's different from the second one. I remember the second one, he's like, I'm your papa. But like in this one, he's like a bad guy, and he's trying to find and kill Peter. Yeah. And he nearly does, and it's just like, wow, this is...
Well, I never took it as he was trying to kill him. I thought he was just trying to catch him.
Well, no, because there was that point where he had him in the hold, and he's got the arrow to his neck, and he's like, I got to make an example of you.
I don't think he would have actually...
Because I'm a captain. But, yeah, I don't know. Because D. King says, no, not bad, it's good.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I got the impression that he's a bad guy, but he loves Peter. And they even like at the end of the movie when he's like, Peter didn't turn out too bad. And he gets the
ball. He opens the orb and it's the troll doll, and then he smiles because he's like, you son of a bitch.
You got me. Like I got the impression like Yondu talks a big game, but is actually like a big fucking softy on the inside. He's like your hard ass dad.
Well, to certain people,
right? Yeah,
because he'll just kill random people just because.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he does that little scene where he like kills all those people with the whistle arrow thing is really cool.
Because Yondu's originally in the comics, he's an archer.
Oh,
that whistle thing was like a whole new thing. He's actually like an archer.
That's not from the comics.
No.
Oh.
It might be in like a new one.
Oh, okay.
But originally, he's just an archer.
Okay. Because I was like, that seems like some sort of comic thing that James Gunn took. Like I don't think James Gunn came up with that. Maybe he did. I have no fucking clue. Because I have no frame of reference for the Guardians other than these movies. I've never read a Guardians comic or like anything. Like I know nothing.
Yeah. It's yeah. I've never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy until this movie came out back in the day. And
Very similar to the Eternals, which are coming out soon.
Yeah, which is supposed to have a fucking 2.5 hour runtime or something
2
like
hours
that.
and 40 minutes.
That's so
The
long for
second,
us, for something we'd have nothing about.
yeah, the second longest Marvel movie. That is as long as the longest Star Wars movie, which is The
But
Last Jedi.
that gives me hope a little bit for this
Yeah, I
movie
feel the
because it's
same.
like
Yeah.
maybe they can explain a whole lot more, and maybe we will get to know these characters.
Yeah, I was like, they wouldn't
Um,
give it that long of a runtime if they didn't have confidence in that movie.
right. Yeah, exactly. Um,
But back
yeah,
to the movie on hand here.
yeah, this movie's really cool. I like the places that they go. Um, from what I hear, like the Collector's supposed to be like one of the strongest beings in the galaxy. He's like one of like a tribune, um, and he has the name the Collector because he chose it, and he's like the best at it or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it is, but he's supposed to be like one of the strongest beings in the universe. And he just seems really weak in this movie.
He doesn't do much,
He
right?
doesn't do anything, but
But
also
he
like
he has to be strong because he didn't die in that blast. We
right,
know
and
that.
that chick though, like the whole point of the story, like it would have just gone perfectly fine if that pink lady didn't kill herself with the stone.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's like a butterfly, flap of a butterfly's wing. It's just like, yeah, if that didn't happen, shit would have gone so different.
Yeah,
And
because if
I
the
think it's
Collector is as strong as you're saying, he probably could have taken Ronan, no problem.
yeah, yeah, easily. And I think the way the Collector is, he wouldn't have used it. He would have just had it. He would have held it in his collection.
Yeah, but Ronan was on his way to like get it.
Oh yeah, and then he wouldn't have been able to get it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Because even Ronan has a tough time fighting Drax. I mean, not a tough time, but like Drax doesn't die right away. He doesn't kill Drax. He just he goes toe to toe with him.
He gets pretty fucking beat though. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't die, but he doesn't like really get a punch in.
right. And there is a punch that he gets in, and you can see it on Ronan's face. He's like, I don't like that, and then he like punches him back, and he goes flying into the.
It's kind of like that scene with Thanos where Thanos like punches Cap and Cap like catches it and he just sort of like
Yeah, just like
and then
whoa,
like throws him aside.
all right.
Yeah.
But like you
he's
brought
still
up a good
stronger,
point.
but he's like that's impressive.
Yeah, you brought up a good point while we were watching. It was like, why is this guy so powerful? Why is Ronan powerful
Yeah.
at all?
They're like, he's
who
born
is
from
he?
the darkness. I don't fucking know.
He's just a Kree,
But he was
Who-
born from the darkness. I don't fucking know.
whatever that means.
Yeah.
So like that, yeah, they don't address that.
He like sacrifices some dude at the beginning of the movie, right? Like
Yeah, for information, I think,
but he used it for some sort of
for something.
ritual that made him stronger. I don't fucking know, man.
Maybe they didn't explain the
Yeah,
bad
Ronan
guy at
as-
all, other than the fact that he's like a terrorist and
Ronan as
like
a villain.
an extremist.
Ronan as a villain, not great.
No,
He could have been more fleshed out. He just sort of felt like a henchman to Thanos.
yeah, but like.
But then like
He
went
was-
rogue.
Yeah, he was his own character though. It was more than like
He's
the
better
guy
than the dark
from
elf guy.
the
Yeah.
Dark World. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
exactly.
better
That
than
guy was
that.
just like, what is his intentions? This guy's just like everybody is evil and wrongdoers, and my religion says I have to kill them all. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a good enough like villain point to kill everybody on the universe because you don't agree with him. Whereas like the guy from the Dark World, the Dark Elf, he was just like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and there was no explanation of why he was doing
and
that.
at least in this one, he had his people that were like, like he had Nebula, like he had like
Mhm.
he's like, I'm fighting with these people. These are my people. But also like I'm confused a little by Nebula, and it's more to do with future movies, right? Because
Right.
when we see her again, she's still working for Thanos, or maybe she isn't. I don't fucking remember.
No, she's always working for Thanos. The thing is,
This
she's
movie,
like,
this movie, she breaks away. Remember, she's like, She's like, "Oh, I'll work for you, Ronan. Fuck Thanos." Remember?
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
She's like, "Fuck Thanos."
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. If you kill Thanos, then
yeah. She's like, I'll
I'll be by
fucking,
your side.
I'll
Yeah.
chill with you the whole time.
She does
So
say that.
maybe she doesn't go back with Thanos in the second movie. I don't fucking remember. We'll have to rewatch it, but I don't remember. But Nebula, I don't know. She didn't feel as fleshed out in this movie as she does in the second one.
Yeah. There's a lot of character development that doesn't happen in this movie.
There's so many fucking characters in this movie, so it kind of makes sense. And I think for like the short amount of time that they had and the amount of characters and world building they had to do, they fucking nailed it, I think. Better than Avengers, I think, even.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. They had so many fucking characters. There was 5 main characters, like 5 protagonists in this movie, and 1 bad guy, 1 not so bad guy, 1 even less bad guy, and they were all fleshed out pretty good. You know, like it was. Yeah, they did a great job.
Because like there was Gamora, Nebula, Ronan, Yondu, and the entire like lore of Yondu's crew as well. Like you kind of understood what they stood for. The entire Nova Corps, John C. Reilly. I got a family.
I got a family back at home.
I gotta take care of my family. So I don't know.
Yeah, even his little like side character was fleshed out. They didn't even need like I got a family part, but like you understand like the relationship between him and Star-Lord, which is kind of
little cat and mouse thing. Yeah, like that cop, like the city cop that keeps catching the same kid with weed, and he's like, I wish you would stop, man.
Like this is exactly. Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna bring up some 12 things you didn't know about Guardians of the Galaxy. Here we go. Number 12. This one goes backwards. Peter Quill's ship is called the Milano because Melissa Milano. And it's named after Melissa Milano because he's from the 80s, right? And all he knows is 80s references. So, of course, Melissa Milano.
I think they mentioned that in the second movie too.
Oh, do they?
I think they do. Yeah.
Iron Man almost made an appearance.
Oh.
Back when Guardians of the Galaxy was written, it was considered a huge commercial risk to bring Marvel Cinematic Universe to such strange territory while ignoring everything else that had been going on in the MCU. Since the space epic that, aside from the opening scene, didn't have a single scene on Earth and didn't contain even a glimpse of any of our favorite adventures, but that wasn't initially the plan. Before the cameras rolled, the plan was to put Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in the film for a cameo role to boost the commercial appeal for Guardians. Marvel figured they could get the audience on board with their risky concept. However, that cameo never came to be, as Marvel and director James Gunn ultimately decided to live or die based on their weird little film that audience embraced.
I'm really glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it would have taken away from this. But like, also this movie like kind of sets up it sets up the space element of the MCU, which becomes such a huge part of the MCU.
Yeah.
And
it's the first time we see Thanos, sort of.
Well, yeah, we got the end credit scene, but yeah, this is the first time, and this is the first time it's really like in the plot of the story they're referred to as an Infinity Stone. Besides that, it's always like a post-credit scene. That's an Infinity Stone. Did you know? But this one is like, no, it's an Infinity Stone, and he's going to use this Infinity Stone to blow shit up. And it's like, oh, okay, now we finally understand what the Infinity Stones are. We understand Thanos is trying to collect the Infinity Stones. We get it. This is the movie that kind of sets that all up.
Yeah. Number 10. It took 5 hours a day to apply Dave Bautista's makeup.
Damn, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Jason, like a coat of white and then like some lines. That's wild.
Oh, I don't. Well, no, because it's like blue, and then he's got all of the intricate like designs on his chest and stuff. So somebody had to fucking go in there with like a puff brush.
Nebula. How long did Nebula take? Fuck.
I don't know. Jason Momoa turned down the role of Drax. Vin Diesel recorded "I Am Groot" 1,000 times.
Nice.
I wonder if that's just because he's really bad and they couldn't get it right, or if they just needed they just wanted it for like posterity, like future use, so they
Yeah,
didn't
they
have to use
probably
them
never had
again.
to re-record them.
Yeah.
Dude, that moment where he goes, "We are Groot," I was like, "Damn,
Mm-hmm.
that hits,
Yeah.
dude. That
Yeah.
shit hit. That was real good."
It's cute. Director James Gunn played Baby Groot. Um,
Oh,
you see Baby Dancing Groot. The post-credit scene was also popular, eventually turned into GIFs across the world. Um, Disney smartly capitalized on Baby Groot to turn him into a Christmas toy. Maybe director James Gunn knew this would happen, and maybe he wanted to steal his own show because Dancing Baby Groot was all him. According to Gunn, he taped his own dance moves in an empty room to spare himself the embarrassment and gave the videos to the animators. The animators then perfectly encapsulated Gunn's moves into Baby Groot.
oh, okay.
Uh, NASA has approved one of the film's most controversial scenes. The scene where he like takes off his mask and puts it on Gamora. People were like
Oh
really
yeah.
upset that the fact that he like survived for so long. However, NASA, seemingly with nothing more to do, um, nothing more important to do, had since confirmed that it would have been theoretically possible for Quill to survive in the vacuum of space for a few seconds that he was exposed to it, citing tests on animals in the 1960s that were carried out in space. Those poor chimps. NASA confirmed that Quill could have been revived after his trip to the outskirts of nowhere, but it just didn't have. It wouldn't have been fun time for him, obviously.
But also, like, we don't know how space works where they are. You know,
That's
space
true.
could be different.
It could be different
in that galaxy. You know,
Mhm.
could be
Yep.
different. Also, he is not just human. He is also like part god, which is why
That's
I
also
think
true.
he was able to hold on to the Infinity Stone for so long.
Well, they say that at the end of the movie too.
Yeah.
Number 5, none of the Guardians team from the film were the original comic book series. When you're adapting a superhero comic, the best way to ensure that the film is a hit is audience take the comic book's most recognizable and often original characters. Take Peter Parker or Tony Stark or Steve Rogers. Other characters have been Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, respectively. But Marvel knew, though, enough to make their first on-screen iterations their most famous alter egos. But it wasn't the case for Guardians of the Galaxy. Knowing they were already gambling by making a risky Guardians film, Marvel largely ignored all of the original run of Guardians of the Galaxy comics, despite their team existing in the pages of Marvel's history since 1969. While that original team shares little similarities with the team from the film, the interesting thing is that not one of the main characters even made an appearance in the Marvel's Guardians film. Between Major Victory, Martin X, Tanaga, Starhawk, Aletta, and Nikki, none of the characters are known among even the most well-versed Marvel nerds, despite part of the original Guardians team. So that's cool.
So we'll see more of those guys, I'm sure, in the future.
Maybe more Guardians, yeah. Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey were seriously considered for the role of Rocket.
That would have worked. Either one of them.
Yep.
Bradley Cooper kills it, though.
He does a great job. Nearly everyone in Hollywood auditioned for Star-Lord.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's see. Eddie Redmayne, Lee Pace, Garrett Hedlund, James Marsden, Jim Sturgis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Aaron Paul, John Krasinski, all rumored to be strongly considered for Quill.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt would have been pretty good. They would have had to dye his hair blonde, though.
I think Aaron Paul would have been a good choice, too. It would have been different.
Yeah, I would have liked
He would have
that.
done a good job.
He's like, hey, bitch.
Let's see. James Gunn's brother, Sean, played Rocket. Although Marvel animators can largely do anything these days, including giving life to Groot and making Heart Soul. So he was the green screen actor.
Right, yeah.
Sean Gunn. Sean Gunn was...
And he's also the Yondu's, like, friend guy.
Yondu's right-hand man, yeah. So Sean Gunn walked around on his hands and knees and became an integral part of the scenes and eventually started improvising lines as Rocket. That's funny.
That's cool.
The one where Rocket says the Guardians are a bunch of jackasses standing in circles, was one that came from his brother on set and then was re-recorded by Bradley Cooper to be included in the completed film.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
Bradley
kinda funny.
Cooper, he's like, yeah, I've never really met any of them. because I
'Cause
just
he just did it at home or something.
I like
Sent in
show up.
tapes.
I show up in my pajamas and record my lines, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Rocket originally had a Cockney accent. When Bradley Cooper signed on for the role of Rocket, no one knew exactly what he was bringing to the Little Raccoon. Specifically, his accent was a point of contention. Though Cooper admitted it wasn't familiar with the character. He wasn't familiar with the character of the comic when he signed up for the role. It was revealed that in discussion about whether or not he should bring the British twang into the film or adapt Rocket to his own sensibilities. That's it.
I like his like very brash American
East,
accent.
yeah, it was East American,
Yeah.
East Side for sure.
Uh,
You want to rank this?
Yeah, let's
You
rank
got more,
this.
you got more to say?
I it's a great movie. James Gunn kills it. Yeah, let's rank this bitch.
All right, here we go. We're going live. Bada boom boom.
Okay, so if you could scroll down a little for me. Oh wow, we're getting too many fucking things here. At
know.
number 1, we've got Loki. At number 2, we've got Iron Man. At number 3, we've got Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. At number 4, we've got WandaVision. At number 5, we've got Captain America and the Winter Soldier. At number 6, we've got Captain America, the First Avenger. At number 7, we've got The Avengers. At number 8, we've got Black Widow. At number 9, we've got Falcon Winter Soldier. At number 10, Iron Man 3. 11, Iron Man 2. 12, Incredible Hulk. 13, Thor the Dark World. And 14, Thor.
So, where do you think you would put this? I have an idea. It's obviously up here in the top.
Definitely. I think it's the best one.
You think it's the best one?
I think it's the best one.
No shit. Okay, this is exactly where this is the point where we don't see eye to eye.
You're gonna say it's below Shang-Chi?
I would put it right under WandaVision.
Oh wow, you think it's that low, huh?
Mostly because the action wasn't very good.
I thought the action was really fucking good.
None of the action scenes, none of the fight scenes were good at all. The end fight was kind of fucking lame.
Hold on. That scene where they're all like chasing each other and Rocket's like got him in the bag and like that shit's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, and then you look at Shang-Chi and every single scene was fantastic. Every single action scene was fantastic in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, but I don't think the comedy hit as hard. And like the story didn't hit as hard. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I still think it's better. I'd be happy to put it above WandaVision.
And then
we can meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle, just one up.
One up for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy leaving Shang-Chi, Iron Man, and Loki above it. Those are great, but like it's got to go above WandaVision.
Why is that? Least. Why is that though?
Because I think it's like night and day better than WandaVision. I think all three of these are Loki, Iron Man, Shang-Chi. Actually, I don't even agree with Loki, but like Iron Man and Shang-Chi are like night and day better than WandaVision, I think. And
where do you think Loki should be on this?
I think Loki should be right below WandaVision, personally.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
But this is our list, man. This is
I mean, it's how we started.
This is the way
we started with Loki. That's how we started. We started with Loki, and then
I'm fine. I'm fine with taking the hit on this Guardians movie because there's one that I will push even harder for number one, if I'm remembering correctly. So, unless my opinion has completely changed on it, but yeah, that's fine. I do think it's the best that we've watched, though. I really fucking the entire movie, the entire time, I'm just like engulfed in it.
I don't know, man.
It's got the funniest scenes. They set up the most the world building is insane. Like
that's true.
I think
that is true. That's probably the strongest part of the whole thing is the world building and the fact that they give every character.
And I think the action scenes are really good. maybe the ship scenes where they're like going around and like shooting and shit is kind of lame.
I don't know. I just felt like it was every action scene was just like, let's throw this right hook. That's it. Okay, that's the end of the action scene.
But I thought like
Shift over to this other character. Let's see her kick this guy.
the prison scene was awesome.
That's the scene that I'm thinking of. It's just like
I
didn't
thought that
feel
entire
like they
scene
were.
was awesome because like there's that scene where like he's like, "Hey, rodents," and he like throws him the gun, and like Rocket goes
Right.
crazy, and then they get in the
Mhm.
little ship thing, and they like fly off, and
Well,
like
see,
everyone
that's
starts floating, and then like there's the scene with Yondu where he uses this whistle thing and like kills all those people. Like there's some really good action stuff in this movie. I don't know. It's not Shang-Chi action. The action in Shang-Chi, that's where that movie shines.
right.
But I think the humor and the world building are excellent. But I'm happy to keep Shang-Chi that high just because I think ultimately Iron Man, Shang-Chi, and Guardians are like close enough that I could, depending on the day, I could change where they are anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, I think Iron Man is only at that high because it is the
it's the
original.
first one. Yeah, I think
And
so
it's
too.
just kind of like
I think you're right.
So it's the storytelling is so good in that one.
It built the
And
whole
that's
world,
what's
dude.
that's what's keeping it up.
And Robert
way up
Downey
there.
Jr. is just fucking perfect. Like
Whereas Shang-Chi is just like gorgeous and it blew me away. It surprised the hell out of me. And Guardians of the Galaxy is funny, but I feel like a lot of the jokes now just don't land as well as they should have.
I don't know. I laughed plenty.
I laughed a lot when Drax was talking. Like Drax would say something, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch, that's funny as fuck." But like the fucking finger thing, the only part that I laughed about was like, "Oh, I had no idea what this machine did. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Oh, that's clever. That's clever."
Dude,
but like this stupid fucking finger thing is just like
I don't know.
childish.
I don't think it wasn't that, but I think that set up his character pretty well. He is childish.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like he's stuck in the 80s, like that's who he is. But like, dude, that scene where fucking Star-Lord comes flying out and Drax just goes, "Behold." Just flying out.
I don't get that scene though. Like why is that scene funny? It was just it was funny because it was just like, "Behold." And that was funny, but like I don't understand.
Because it's just so stupid, man. It's like just so fucking stupid. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with that ranking. That's fine.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's what we got. I don't know if we have anything else. Next week I won't be here. We won't have a show.
So next week, me and Austin are going to do a spoiler cast for Venom: Let There Be Carnage. So we're gonna fill in, and then the week after that we'll do the next Avengers.
Ultron.
The week after that we'll finish it out with whatever the last movie is. I can't remember.
Ant-Man.
Oh, it's Ant-Man. Ant-Man finishes it out. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to start watching every Spider-Man movie.
Every Spider-Man, yeah. So we're going to put the MCU on hold for a week because I'm going on vacation. We'll do the Venom thing and then pick it back up the week after. We only got 2 more. And then after that, we're going to shift gears in anticipation to the new Spider-Man, and we're going to watch every Spider-Man movie.
So that also means at some point, 1 week, we're going to end up doing like 3 spoiler casts or something like that, because we're going to be doing Spider-Man, and then we're going to have to do Eternals. And I think when Eternals is coming out,
you're right.
I think when Eternals comes out, that fucking Falcon show will be out too, and we got to do spoiler cast for that too.
You mean Hawkeye?
The Hawkeye show, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to be busy.
Yeah, that's fine. I like doing these. These are fun.
Yeah, these are fun. We might have to take a couple of shows or change the date or something like that. Change the day of the week. That way we can fit everything.
Well, we could always fit the movie on Mondays, and then if Hawkeye comes out, we'll go back to the Thursday thing for Hawkeye, where we recorded them on Thursday or whatever.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll figure it out. We're not there yet. But so
It's coming up though, dude. All this stuff is coming up quick. It's coming up
business
quick.
as usual for the next couple of weeks, except for next week.
Yeah. It's the
But
business as usual for me though.
yeah, business as usual for Jake. But yeah, thanks for watching.
But we're not like including Venom into this list because it's
No, no,
not
no, no,
like
no.
part of the MCU yet.
Right.
We'll
And
see.
once if they do add it into the MCU, I think that's when we put it into the list. You know,
Yeah.
then like
And when
I
we
think
do
if
Spider-Man, are we gonna have like a
Spider-Man tier
Spider-Man list?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
we can do that.
Then we'll throw the Marvel Spider-Mans into the MCU list and the Spider-Man
Yeah,
lists.
I think
Okay.
that's what we'll do.
I think that's what we're
But
gonna
then
have to do.
that adds another Spider-Man, which is into the Spider-Verse.
Fuck. We should do that one though.
Yeah.
But the whole reason we're watching these is because like they're probably gonna be in the Spider-Man.
I hope
movie.
so. I hope so.
Spider-Verse won't, but we can watch it for funsies if we have time.
I mean, if we're doing all the Spider-Mans.
Fuck it, why not?
Sweet. Thanks for watching, you guys. Check out our other shows on the channel and watch us live on twitch.tv/lonercast. Take care. Peace.